welcome back to part two of my Sifu Ronald Bender interview. This is part two.
But there is a yin and yang of kung fu. So for those people out there that just want to learn martial arts, the studio supply them with a great amount of knowledge. And for those that are looking for anything a little bit more, I would suggest looking into Focus Point. If you can find any books or anything that's written on that subject, I don't believe there is. But this was discovered through me, through a friend who knew about it, from another person, kind of an old Chinese secret that was just passed on down. And we caught wind of it, and we decided to try it, and we were able to do some amazing things. Just can't even begin to tell you some of the things that we could do without getting injured. That's the force of chi.
Right.
It gives off such an energy field, that you can tell if somebody's behind you. You're aware of your surroundings and things like that. It really makes you sensitive to all that stuff.
So your primary discipline right now is Chinese Kung Fu,
I've been through all the martial arts styles, and I realized that all of them originated from China, and that's where everything branched off from. So when I say that my last black belt was from the International Swai Jiao Kung Fu Association, it was the Wing Chun style, which is very close to Chinese Kung Fu.
Okay.
In fact, it would be considered a Chinese Kung Fu. And
how many fights?
Story in itself.
How many fights would you say you've had? Back in the early days.
Well, I really don't think I can count them. There's well over 10 actual fights where I've won every time. Another thing about the inner chi being a force of energy was that somebody came up from nowhere and hit me in the head with a bottle of whiskey, and hit me on the blind side of my left side of my head and a soft spot in my head. I broke bricks with my head before, and my record is 10 inches. Did that at the state fair. People will ask you, why do you do things like that? What does it have to do with martial arts? Well, it's not always how hard you can hit somebody, but it's how hard you can take a hit, and still survive. Because if you get knocked out in a street fight, they are going to make hamburger out of you. So, getting back to the other fights, a lot of guys, like I said, were experimenting with their karate in the dojos. I was actually out in the street applying it, as self-defense, defending other people. I would not go out and pick a fight, but I would actually go up and stick up for the person that was getting beat up, and I would try to stop the fight. But when there's people that are drinking, they easily turn their anger to somebody else, and I would pretty much take care of that situation.
Yeah.
Well over 10 fights, where there's no way to stop it. There's no police, there's no ringleader. It's just all out. You against them. And even the crowd gets involved.
Right.
Sometimes, the crowd would pull your leg if you're winning. They'd pull you off the top. Actually, I've been punched from behind from the crowd, which is very distracting when you're in a real fight.
Oh, no.
And, back in those days, people were just, pretty much bloodthirsty.
Oh, man. What year was this?
Yeah. This was back in the early 80s, 84, 85.
Wow.
Mid-80s, somewhere in there. But, yeah, that's when the parks were open to the public. And I actually uh, there was literally nobody that taught me martial arts that would actually fight me.
Wow.
None of the instructors wanted to fight with me. My reputation in Arizona was talked about pretty much in the whole part of Phoenix, even all the way down to like Florence, Arizona. There's a prison there in Florence, Arizona, and I just happened to have a brother that was in prison, and he was telling me that people were talking about me inside the prison. That there was this wild kung fu guy going out there and whipping butt on people, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah," and it just got to be that big of a deal where I was pretty well known throughout Phoenix and even all the way up to Florence.
Were you a pretty big guy?
Yeah, I did some body heavy weightlifting. I used to curl like 200 pounds 10 times, 5 sets of 10. I could snatch 200 pounds and clean jerk right off the ground over my head. It was no problem. I did. I was a pretty good size guy, not so much like these muscle guys are, but just under that to where I could still be flexible enough to execute a lot of my karate. And for those that do taekwondo and things like that, I think it's great while you're young, but you got to remember that as you get old, you lose a lot of your agility. And we teach now, a lot of us, that any kick above the waist is a waist, because you will lose that ability to do those high-flying kicks. And when you get older, you're going to have to retrain yourself to do the things that you can do, instead of the things that you want to do.
Right, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that is true. I found that out, myself. As I, get older, I don't, just expel all my energy on all these techniques. I used to go and hit somebody 7 times within a second and a half, but the person could possibly be still standing. And then I took that, I said, there's got to be a better way. So I studied the Tai Chi, and which was the Wing Chun from the International Swai Jiao Kung Fu Association. I studied that, and we learned iron palm, iron vest. And you'd have to take special herbs from China, and you would have to mix it, yourself, and we'd put it in one of those big glass bottles that the crystal bottle of water used to come in, but now they're plastic. But we would use this glass bottle. We would mix up our own medicine. I mean, it would have, tiger loin in it, dead snakes, dead lizards, and things like that. And we would make this brew. You would add vodka, so it would extract the essence of these creatures and herbs and things. And we would take these special herbs, and we would drink a shot of that before working out. And a lot of the workouts were, if you didn't take the medicine with the workout, it can actually cause kidney and liver damage, because all your nerve endings are in your hand, and it goes back to your organs. So, it was kind of a dangerous thing to do, but you had to have the herbs to go with it.
Wow. You're something else,
and,
Ronald. You're something else, man. This is stuff you see in movies, but you were doing it in real life.
Yes, it was. And, I still think to this very day about writing a book, about some of the stuff that I've gone through and lived through. It's just amazing,